Hi everybody, this is Jen Faylane Mergel of Crystal Guidance, and this is video number 3 in my mini series of how not to do a crystal identification request. So in this one, we're going to cover your background. So basically what you have your crystal laying on. If you are laying your crystal on a busy pattern, this might change the coloring, because when we have our camera on, usually probably on your phone, it's going to change its white balance, and it's going to use that background as a whole for how it changes the coloring. So that's going to make it to where your crystal isn't quite the color that it truly is, and that's going to make a difference. So ideally you're going to want a plain white background, like a piece of paper. A neutral background like that is going to really showcase the coloring of the crystal a whole lot easier and make it easier for those of us that are helping you identify it easier. So let me give you guys some examples. This gold cloth is going to look familiar to a lot of you guys who know my crystal tips and prescription photos. So I've been using this since 2012. It originally started because I requested from my mom that I wanted a yellow. I found a pale yellow that really showed off the truest colors of the crystals. And so this was the closest we found, and it works beautifully. So a gold, a soft yellow, a cream color. These are the colors that I have, believe it or not, found to be the best. Now you're not going to want a lot of pattern on it. In fact, you're going to want no pattern. But white is going to be likely the easiest. Now let me take these over and you'll notice how well that shows the coloring, the lighting, and everything. Lighting wise, we are currently in my light box, so that does make a bit of a difference. So right off, notice coming over here how it's washing out the crystals. It changed the light balance. My hand has now got a blue hue to it. So while it's still not too bad, that still messed with the colors, so it's not quite as accurate. And it can be quite distracting to see the different colors and patterns on there. So we don't recommend having patterns. We definitely recommend having a neutral, solid color background. So bringing over to the black, you notice how a lot of these then became washed out. Black can be really good for some crystals, play with it, but in general, it doesn't work quite as well as you're noticing. Now we're going to bring these over here to the white. Now, while the lighting's not quite as perfect, we are going to get our most true representation of the crystals. Especially, you'll notice how well the clear is coming out. And look at the coloring and everything. You're going to see this a lot better. So that's why we recommend white being the absolute best background to work with when shooting pictures or videos for crystal identification.